Okay, these are tibial internal rotations, or IRs. Tibia, because we're focusing on the shin, which is the tibia, and IRs, internal rotation, because we are focusing a little bit more on the ability for that tibia to internally rotate or rotate inwards, okay? So I have a band here, which I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a second. But first, I like to put the hands right underneath your, on top of your shin, below the knee. You can feel for the bones there. And we're feeling for those. But I want you to feel the shin moving. Okay? We're going to lift our toes up. And the general movement is we're rotating the shin all the way in and all the way out. And you should be able to feel it move underneath your fingers there. Then a very, very, very important concept or thing to remember here is the foot is going to move. That's fine, but we want to drive it with our shin and not our foot. What I mean by that is I can move my foot and that shin doesn't move at all, or I can move my shin and the foot will move with it. So it's the difference between this upper part of the shin moving because my ankle moves and this has to move as a result, versus this part of my shin is moving, is turning in and out, and then my foot just moves as a result of that, right? This causes my foot to move, my foot doesn't cause this to move. Kind of a weird concept, but we're trying to get that brain to muscle / bone connection there to have a good intention with what we're doing here. So the general movement again is the toes do have to be up, but then that shin, and you want to go nice and slowly, is moving all the way in and all the way out. And as we do this, we don't want to be moving the whole leg in. Okay, it's just the shin moving again. All the way out, all the way in, all the way out, all the way in. And we're really anchoring it. The heel is the anchor or the pivot point. If you have something like a furniture mover, or if you want to put a sock there, even when you're doing this, so you can kind of have a little more of you can feel it pivoting a little bit more over something to help it slide as you do it. That's fine. All the way in, all the way out, nice and slow and controlled like this the whole time. And if you're doing this correctly, holding the foot up, you should feel your shin. Probably not a sensation most people are used to, but your shin will really start to burn here when you go really slowly. If you don't have a band or we're not using a band, you can almost think, use your choice. Pudding, custard, water, whatever you want. Imagine like you're pushing against something. Okay, it's a sensory exercise more than is a stretching or like a bench press where you're pushing exercise. It's a sensory exercise, so we're really trying to get a feel for that thing to move. Once you got that down, we can add a band. Like I said, we're trying to focus on the inwards part a little bit more than anything. So we want the band to be trying to pull us outwards. So that way, the resistance is now we have to go inwards when we're doing it. But other than that, everything's the same, nice and slow and controlled, having the shin drive the movement more than the foot drives the movement. All the way out, all the way in. Good. Okay, so that's really going to burn your calf if you're doing that correctly, okay? Those are tibial IRs.